Hello, welcome to our garden. I'm just having a clear up while I'm at it, and my name is Den, and I am a volunteer with Healthwatch Central Bedfordshire, and the team have asked me if I could do a video on hints and tips in the garden. Now, this time of year, the thing that springs to mind is plants for free. Now, it's quite simple. We've got two ways of doing it. We've got cuttings, which are known as strikes, and we've got separation. And what we're going to do, we're going to talk about, first of all, we're going to talk about cuttings. We do have a compost, well, mixed up, which is 3 parts compost and 1 part gravel, mixed up for drainage. And so we're going to try and do some cuttings. Now, what we want is non-flowering shoots. If we on the plant, this is the mother plant, as you can see, she's doing all right. But this is being used now for the 4th season to get cuttings off, and I've had good plants off of this plant. So her offspring are all around my garden, and so what we're going to do, we're going to try and get a nice non-flowering shoot now. I think I can see one in there that we can use. It looks very much like it. It's a bit big, but let's see what else we've got. Now, that's got a flower on it. Okay, we're going to take this one here, get some secateurs, go down to a node and cut it diagonally, like that. So now we've got our cutting. We don't need these leaves, so what we're going to do with a sharp knife, we're going to cut all these big leaves off because they're only using up energy, and we'll end up with, all being well, a cutting like that, 3 to 4 inches, okay, with 2 leaves on the top. So now all we've got to do with that now is dip it in water, dip it in the rooting compound, which you can get in most garden shops, like so, and gently push it into the compost. As you can see, I've done some already. Now, all we've got to do now with that is put it to one side, water it every other day, and it will take root. Hardwood cuttings can be done the same way, but you have just a stick about 6 inches long, a couple of leaves on the top, same thing, dip in water, dip in the compound, and gently push it into the compost. Now, the other way of increasing your stock is by using separation. There was an example, we'll use primroses. Most people got primroses in their garden, so you look, or in their tubs, and you look at the primrose, you think, oh, that's a nice flower, that's a nice plant. But when you look carefully, you'll notice that it's 2 plants. So what we're going to do, we're going to dig it up. Hopefully that the ground is going to be nice and dry, and we're going to hold it like that and just gradually part it, bringing the roots with it. So we're going to end up with 2 plants, sometimes 3. And what I personally do then, I pot these up in the same sort of compost as I've been using, and I put them under cover for about a week to let them de-stress, because I think personally that plants get stressed out. So there, that's that done. Now, if you've got a large plant that makes a pad, as opposed to a taproot, you've got a large pad, so you're going to cut that in half or in 3. For an example, a daylily. That's a good example. A daylily, they makes a nice pad. If you leave them in the ground, they'll go all over the place. personally I separate them by getting the spade and going straight through. It's a bit brutal, but it does the job. But and then you've got your other plant. You can lift that plant, put it in another part of the garden, or you can give it to your mate, or just sell it. Do what you want with it. So now we've got both of them done now. And I'll give you a tip for if you don't want to be brutal with the spades. If you've got an old bread knife, a serrated bread knife, you can saw through it. So you've still got plants with roots on both sides, but without the brutal with a spade. Now, I always maintain that if you can get 50% plants off of one plant, you're doing well. I will give you an example. There's an example of some that's been going about 10 days. 2 of them, that one and that one, look a bit iffy, but the others are very healthy, so they will run lovely. These are geraniums. They will run lovely. The soil is not soaking wet, but it's not dry. So there you are. So there's a quick video for you on some things you can do if you haven't got a greenhouse. You say this is an old greenhouse, but if you haven't got a greenhouse, you can do them on your kitchen windowsill and bring them on. But the main thing is you've just got yourself a free plant instead of going out and paying $3.99, $4.99 for one geranium plant. So hopefully this will help you. And I always say that if you're going to do your gardening, enjoy it. If you don't enjoy your gardening, put the spade or the fork in the shed, go and have a cup of tea. That's the answer. So I will leave you with that, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.